Hi, I'm Jeff with RCD, and we're going to do a walk around on this particular unit. It's a I believe it's a Jayflight SLX. So, all right, starting here in the back, this is your power cord. Okay, this is a 110 30 amp cord. You cannot plug this into anything but 110. It is not 220. So, 110 30 amp. Simply feeds in here to store, pulls out for use. Okay. Here is the back of your hot water tank. Right now the plug is out, so it is drained. Before you put water to the coach, you want to put the plug back in. There's really no maintenance on this hot water tank. Just keep it clean in here. When you drain it, just drain it and let the water just flow out. So again, there's no maintenance. Don't let the water sit in here for more than 2 weeks, because water will start to stagnate and smell after a while. So if you're not going to camp for a while, go ahead and drain the water. It's a 6-gallon hot water tank. In here is where you can store your sewage hose. That cap comes off. Just put your sewage hose in there. It keeps it out away from the coach. Got a little outdoor kitchen. Let me see if I get this. Okay, you got a 2-burner stovetop. Simply turn it to light, hit it with a match. Hot and cold water. Underneath here there is a port for it to hook the gas into it. Then underneath there you hook the gas to the unit. Now your propane bottles need to be turned on in order for that to work. Okay? Your refrigerator is 110 only. It will not run off the battery. So this is just a 110. Once you're plugged in, you can turn it on, but it will not run off the batteries. This is a stabilizer leg. It cranks down. Once you get the unit leveled, you lower those down and it stabilizes it. It stops it from rocking. There's one on each corner. This is the back of your refrigerator. Okay, simply pop these off and gets you into the back of the refrigerator. There's nothing for you to do in there unless you're working on the refrigerator. So just very simply take it off, keep it clean inside, and that's what that is. So again, there's nothing for the average person to do in here. This is the back of your furnace. Okay, so this time of year, if you're running your furnace, this will get hot. Do not put anything in front of it. Don't let kids stand in front of it, because that will burn you. But it does need to be clear. Okay, now if you were to carry water, this is where you put the hose to fill it up. This will hold about 50 gallons of water. So simply just stick a hose in there and wait for it to gurgle, and it'll tell you it's full. This is a TV mount. This is where you'd mount your TV. This is a cable or satellite hookup. You get 2 110 outlets. This is a low point drain. So say you have water in here, you want to get rid of it, simply open the spout underneath there and it will drain the water from your holding tank. Okay, your steps will fold up and go inside. Just make sure when you fold these steps up that you have your door open all the way, because if the door's like that, those steps will not go in. You're going to scratch something or break something. Just make sure this door is all the way back before you try to put the steps in. Okay? Another stabilizer leg. Storage all the way through. You got 2 20-pound propane bottles. They are both full. You got a directional valve right here. This is pointing to this tank, so this is the active tank. Switch it around like that to this tank, or you can put it straight up and down, and that's both tanks. You can run both tanks at the same time. Don't suggest doing that, because when you run out of propane, then you're going to be out of propane. So run one out, then the other one out. New interstate battery. It does require maintenance. Once or twice a year, check the water level in the battery. 7-pin hookup for your tow vehicle. Emergency brake cable. 2 5/16" hip hookup for your tow vehicle. That's what size ball you need. The other side of the storage compartment. Now your slide out there, they sell something in our shop that keeps these pliable. So they say maybe once a month spray these to keep them nice and rubbery. Otherwise they're gonna harden up and crack, and you don't want that. So put that lubricant on those rubber slide outs. Okay. In here you have an outdoor shower, hot and cold water, city water connection. If your campground has water source, hook your hose into here, and it pressurizes all the lines on the inside. This is your sewage dump valve. You have a gray handle and a black handle. The gray is for everything but the toilet, which would be your sinks and your showers. The black is just toilet waste. So when you're at the campground, you have your sewage hose. You connect it onto here, put the other end into the ground. When you're ready to dump your tanks, pull your black valve first, then pull your gray valve. The reason you're doing that is because all the gray will wash all the black out. So pull your black first, and then pull your gray. Then when you're done, close the valves back until you're ready to dump again. Again, another stabilizer nut. This is in from your source. So if the campground has cable, this is where you plug the cable in. The other side is out. So this is in from the campground. Spare tire. It is wired for a backup camera. It's pre-wired. The backup camera doesn't come with it, but if you care to add that on, you can. Okay? All right, from here what we'll do is we'll go inside and go over the coach on the inside. Thanks. Okay, here on the wall we have your tank levels. Now, if you remember, I told you there's a black tank, gray tank, fresh water, and your battery. So simply press the button and it shows you like a fuel tank. It shows empty to full. Fresh, black, and gray. Now, your water pump. What the water pump is, if you're using the water that you are carrying on board, you need to turn the water pump on. That gives it the pressure to all the lines. If you're using the hose from a campground for water pressure, you don't need to run your water pump. These other two buttons are for the hot water tank. You can either run it on LP or you can run it on electric. Either one, you don't need to run them both at the same time, just whatever one you want. If you want to use propane, turn it on propane. If you want to use electric, put it on electric. Slide room button in and out. Okay. And you want to hear that noise. That tells you it's all the way out or all the way in. And the other button is an awning button. Wherever you let go of it, it will stop. Alright. Got two switches here. Two light switches. You have multiple light switches all over the coach. You got a 2-basin sink, hot and cold water. Microwave just like you'd have at home. Your stove top. Your vent, rather. There's your light. There's your fan, exhaust fan. Okay, again, now your propane needs to be on to work your stovetop. Simply turn it to light, then click it. The bottles aren't on right now, but that's all you have to do. Just turn it to whatever one you want, and it'll show you where each one's located. And just click it right here. You have a night light there, kind of nice. Now the stove or the oven's a little bit different. You have to turn it to light, hold it in, and get a match and light it by hand. Probe's right underneath there. Then once it lights, hold this in for an extra 10 seconds until there's a thermocouple that has to heat up. So allow that to heat up, then release it and turn it to whatever temperature you want. But you do have to light that manually. Okay? Your refrigerator is propane or electric. Simply turn it to automatic to turn it on. Now what auto means, say for example you're at a campground, middle of the night the power goes out for some reason. As long as your propane bottles are on and you lose power, it will automatically go to propane. This will run off of propane. Power comes back on, it will automatically go back to electric. So always, 99% of the time you want to leave it on automatic. That way you never have to worry about flipping it back or forth. You have 5 settings, 5 being the coldest, 1 being the warmest. Somewhere in between is probably the best. Okay? And you want to make sure those click. Right down underneath here, that grid there, that is the back of your furnace. Okay, there are no furnace filters in campers. Again, unless you're working on it, there's no reason to be in there. Maybe once a year take that off and just make sure there's nothing building a nest in there. But again, that's the back of your furnace, and there's really no maintenance to it. This is your fuse box. There's your breakers, and here's your fuses. Everything's labeled, telling you which is which. So if something is not working, take a look at the breaker or one of the fuses may be blown. Now this is also your converter. So you will periodically hear a fan running in here. This is what a converter is a battery charger. So you're going to hear a fan running here occasionally, and that's normal. Got 2 bunks. Your bathroom. Hot and cold water. Here's your GFI switch, which most homes have these in them now. But if there's an outlet that's not working, this may be tripped here. The light switch there. Above here you have an exhaust fan. Open it up, hit the black button. The toilet, as long as you have water on board, halfway down we'll put water in the bowl, all the way down flushes it. Okay, and it shows you right here on the back of the seat exactly how it works. But halfway down, we'll put water in the bowl, and all the way down we'll flush it. Okay? Your thermostat is pretty much home style. Push it once to light it up. It's on automatic. Furnace it right now. Hit mode again. It goes to an off position. Automatic fan. You can just run the fan with no heat or air, just a fan. And then you put it on air conditioning and just change your temperature, whatever temperature you want. Okay? It's really simple. Your table will go down to a bed. You just take the table top off, pull the legs out, then you put the table on these runners right here, then just fill in with your cushions. Right above you here is the air conditioner. Okay, if you were in the middle of summertime, it's really hot and you want a lot of cool air right here, just open that up and it will blast you right here with cold air. Once everything's comfortable, close it up and it will go out to all the ductwork throughout the coach. There is a filter up in here. Just pop that off. It's a little foam filter. You can just rinse it off in the sink and then allow it to dry. AM, FM, CD, DVD player, Bluetooth. The movies that you play through here will come out through your stereo speakers in here. Just the TV itself will, of course, the TV speakers. But if you play a video or a movie or a CD, it will come out through the speakers. Right here is a propane sniffer. Say, for example, you have a propane leak in here. That thing will chirp like a bird or like one of your smoke detectors. If it does that, you need to go outside and turn your bottles off. Stop the source of the leak, then come back in and possibly let the stove on or something. Right down here, this is where you plug it in for cable. See, if you see that green light in there, that means you have an external antenna here with a booster in it. As long as that green light's on, you'll get channels. You can shut it off just by clicking it. For example, if you were at the park and you had cable, you don't want that green button on if you already have cable. But if you want to use your external antenna, that light needs to be on. In the bedroom, you got a series of light switches. Looks like a charging port over there. You have another place for a TV. Hookups right there. This particular unit has storage under the bed. Fire escape window. For some reason you can't get to the front door. Push this out. Push it all the way out. This is hinged at the top. The window's not going to fall out. Just push it out and pull the screen out just by pulling on that and jump out the window if you can't get to the front door. Blinds. Make sure you pull the blinds down equally on either side or in the middle. That way they don't get crooked on you. Got 2 sliding doors for privacy. Hanging closet on both sides. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions in the future about the coach, please give us a call here. Okay, my name is Jeff. Thanks for buying from RCD.